What's going on, Guardians? TBL here, continuing our ongoing coverage of exotic weapons and armor in Destiny 2. In a previous video, we covered some of the exotic weapons that we'll be getting our hands on in Destiny 2, and in this video, we'll be covering some of the bits of armor and the special abilities tied to them that we weren't able to figure out before. So, needless to say, spoilers! But before we get into that, we're going to talk a bit about the light grind and power levels in Destiny 2. So if you want to stick around for that, but don't want to get spoiled on the exotic stuff, don't worry, I'll let you know when we're getting into it. Light levels in Destiny 2 have essentially been renamed into power level. But while the name has changed, the system will remain very much the same. Once you've reached the max EXP level, level 20 by the way, you'll start to gain power through your gear. Getting into the familiar light level grind of upgrading armor, playing activities, and getting engrams and stuff that has a higher power level than what you've got on. And then putting that stuff on to increase your overall power level. But thanks to today's leaks, we might now know what the maximum power level is going to be, at least in the initial launch of Destiny 2. And that power level is going to be 300. Here's what the book had to say. From activities to engrams, virtually every source of gear can provide a steady stream of incremental upgrades, until you reach power level 260 that is. Early on, you'll notice that rewards typically feature slightly higher attack or defense ratings than your currently slotted option. A new chest piece might be a point or two higher than the chest piece you're wearing, even if your overall power level is noticeably lower. These incremental upgrades are fairly common as your power level grows. But at power level 260, you'll notice that what used to be a reliable source of upgrades now yields only side grades. And while an equal level piece of gear might be a better fit for your playstyle, it won't do anything for your power level. What's a Guardian to do? In a word, milestones. Weekly milestones are the best and currently only answer for the power level 260 plateau. If you want to keep gaining power, you'll need to open the director and get busy clearing those weekly milestones. Which overall should sound very familiar if you're a Guardian who's played throughout any time in Destiny 1. It looks like the new Forever 29 is going to be Forever Power Level 260. Because once you've hit that plateau, that's when you'll need to start doing in-game stuff like Call to Arms events, Flashpoints events, Nightfalls probably, and even the Raid in order to push your power level further. And now you know exactly how you're going to have to grind to it. Weekly milestones. Which are, of course, those repeatable in-game challenges that will refresh every single week. Good luck on your grind. Now, if you don't want any more spoilers, go ahead and get on out of this video because we're about to dive into some of the exotic armor. Let's go ahead and get started. Now, thanks to this guide, we've basically gotten a great look at all of the exotic armor in the game, so we're very quickly going to be going through those exotics and giving you all of their abilities. First up for Titans, the Insurmountable Skullfort. Its special ability causes kills with arc melee abilities to trigger health regeneration and restore melee energy. Then we've got the Mask of the Quiet One for Titans. This grants ability energy when damaged and health regeneration when inflicting void damage. After that, we've got the return of the ACD over 0 feedback fence gauntlets. Melee kills will build up explosive energy. Being struck by a melee attack will unleash this energy in a devastating explosion. Very similar to what it had in Destiny 1. The Doomfang Pauldrons are going to be a new pair of exotic Titan gauntlets. Getting shield bash melee kills inside the Sentinel Super will recharge your shield throw. Melee ability kills will also recharge the Sentinel Shield Super. Then we've got the Syntheseps. These gauntlets increase your melee lunge range and give you improved damage when surrounded. Next, for the exotic Titan chest pieces, we've got the Actium War Rig. This steadily reloads a portion of your equipped auto rifle's magazine from reserves. Then, we've got the returning Crest of Alpha Lupi, which generates an additional orb of light from supers and gives you a healing pulse when Barricade is active. After that, we've got the Hollow Fire Heart Chest, which greatly improves the recharge rate of your solar abilities while Hammer of Sol is charged. For the boots, we've got the returning Dune Marchers. These increase your sprint speed, and sprinting will build up a static charge. After melee attacking an enemy, that charge will chain damage to nearby enemies. Next up are the Lion Ramparts, which provide additional aerial maneuverability, and then finally, the Peacekeepers, which reloads stowed machine gun ammo and allows you to ready them instantly. Moving on to Hunters, of course we know the Celestial Nighthawk is returning, and it's basically got the same ability. This modifies Golden Gun to fire a single high damage shot, and victims killed by this shot will explode. After that we've got the Faux Tracer Helmet, which visually marks targeted enemies. The Knucklehead Radar is coming back, which provides you radar while aiming with weapons. For the gauntlets, we've got the Mechaneer's Trick Sleeves, which increases sidearm ready and reload speed. The Young Amkara Spine is returning, and it increases your trip mine grenade duration and marks enemies damaged by the blast. For the Hunter chests, we've got the Dragon Shadow, which grants increased movement and weapon handling speed for a short time after dodging. The Lucky Raspberry's coming back, and it increases the chaining capabilities of Arc Bolt Grenade and has a chance to recharge it each time it deals damage. Meaning Arc Bolt is about to get a lot more utility in PvE. Next up, we've got the Raiden Flux, where quick successive attacks with Arc Staff will increase its damage output and duration. So the more you're hitting with that Arc Staff in your Arc Strider Super, the longer you're going to be able to use it and the more damage you'll put out. Moving on to the Warlocks, this is the class where we knew the least about the exotics, so it's nice to get some of this cleaned up. For helmets, we've got the Crown of Tempest, where Arc ability kills will increase the recharge rate of your Arc abilities. Then we've got the Eye of Another World, which highlights priority targets and improves the regeneration speed of your grenade, melee, and rift abilities. Where void damage kills will grant you additional ability energy. Then we've got the returning Skull of Dire Amkara, which provides additional damage resistance during Nova Bomb, and Nova Bomb kills will grant you super energy. For the gauntlets, we've got the Karnstein Armlets, where melee attacks will grant health recovery and ability energy. Very interesting there. I could see that pairing really well with Stormcaller. Then we've got the Sunbracers, which increases the duration of solar grenades and grants grenade energy on melee hits, again taking the idea of the Sunbreakers from Destiny 1 and kind of improving upon them a little bit there. After that, we've got the Winter's Guile. When you've got these gauntlets on, eliminating enemies with melee attacks increases your melee damage. Moving on to the Warlock Chest, we've got the Returning Starfire Protocol, which provides an additional fusion grenade charge, and fusion grenade kills will grant rift energy. Then we've got the Wings of Sacred Dawn, where when Dawnblade is equipped, aiming weapons while in the air suspends you in midair for a short period of time, and precision hits will extend the duration that you're floating. Then for the Warlock Boots, we've got the Lunafaction Boots, where your Rift will gain an additional ability to automatically reload allies' weapons. And finally, the Transversive Steps. While sprinting, your movement speed is increased and energy weapons are automatically reloaded, bringing back the Transversive Steps from Destiny 1 and kind of changing their ability a little bit. If you remember in D1, your crouch movement speed was increased and it would reload any weapon you had equipped. So now in D2, the Transversive Steps will give you a movement speed boost when you're sprinting and it'll only reload energy weapons. Kind of a bummer, but I'm still glad to see those are coming back. But alright Guardians, there we go. That is it for your rundown of all the exotic armor abilities available in Destiny 2. At least that we know about right now. I'm glad to see that some of the exotics were returning and that a lot of these armor abilities are focused on the character class abilities, getting your cooldowns back faster. It definitely looks like a lot of exotic armor in Destiny 2 is going to have much more of a focus on class synergy. That's okay with me. But anyways, that's it for this one, Guardians. Be sure to let us know what you all think down in the comment section below. And if you enjoyed this video, feel free to drop a like and make sure you subscribe to stay tuned for all of the latest Destiny 2 information. Thanks so much for watching, and as always, I am the Black Link. You Guardians, stay frosty.